We're ready to go. Toombs County versus Islands. The Bulldogs in white. Islands, the Sharks in black, and the Sharks win the toss. They are going right to left. And welcome to our broadcast, Megan Meadows. And also listening tonight, Cody Dowd, number 13 and number 5. Dribbling the basketball is Durham. He likes to shoot the 3-ball. His daddy, I don't know if he was a great scorer, but his grandpa certainly was. Durham in the corner, moves by Meadows and shoots up a 17-footer from the baseline. It's no good, and the rebound to Jordan Usher. Jalen Mobley hands the ball off to Keyshawn Morgan. Yeah, Coach Durham scored about 1,400 points in his career at Florida State. He was quite a guard, quite a scorer. Keyshawn Morgan drives just like he did on Tuesday. He is hammered and fouled and will shoot a pair of free shots. Early in the ball game on Tuesday, he wasn't finishing. In the second quarter, he made 4 straight free throws and went 4 for 5. He wound up, as I mentioned, with 13. And a chance to put the Bulldogs up early. First shot rattles the iron and falls in. Bulldogs leading 1-0. Morgan is a sophomore, of course, a football player. Was a real good third down running back for the Bulldogs last season. Second shot is up and in. Dogs leading 2-0. Here come the Sharks. Broadnecks across the stripe, guarded by Keyshawn Morgan. Kicks it left wing, where the catch is made by Cave. Long shot by Durham is good. He hits the 3-ball. So 3-2 Islands leading. Here comes Keyshawn Morgan into the front court across the timeline, passing to Jalen Mobley. Back to Morgan, back to Mobley. Tries a 3 in the air, swish. We might have a shootout between Mobley and Durham. Bulldogs up 5-3. Broadnecks penetrating and is called for traveling right of the lane. Got himself involved in a lot of traffic down near the bucket and turned it over. Dogs with the basketball, leading 5-3. By the way, the Lady Bulldogs played a good first half, but not a good second half offensively, and they were beaten tonight 57-39 by a much improved Islands team. Morgan to Mobley, to Clark on the baseline, throws a bounce pass inside to Usher. He turns and scores. Jordan Usher with his first 2, and the Bulldogs have a 7-3 lead as they're playing the kind of basketball they were playing on Tuesday night. Off a cut is Cave, averaging over 20 per game. Now he sends it inside to Cutter, averaging about 6. And we have contact and a foul against the Bulldogs. Passes it to Cave, averaging 22. He has 14 rebounds this season. He penetrates, dishing to Durham. He kicks it back, but a bad pass stolen by Keyshawn Morgan. He races to the hoop, puts it up, off glass, and good. Keyshawn with 4, and Coach DeMassey's going to take the timeout as the Bulldogs have started this game off strong. And they're playing good offense and defense, leading 9-3 with 5:24 to play in the opening quarter as we break on Y101. The Sharks after their timeout. Bulldogs set up in their man-to-man. Cave penetrates. He fires up a 17-footer off the iron, and Mobley with a block out of the rebound. And here comes D.R. Meadows across the stripe. He'll dish it back to the point guard, Keyshawn Morgan. He sends it to Usher, right side. Mobley for 3, swish. Boy, starting off this game like he did about a year ago at Islands. Nailing the long shot. The Bulldogs lead 12-3. We've played a little more than 3 minutes. Durham with the ball, dribbling around the horn, picked up Usher, who deflects the ball. Keyshawn Morgan picks it up for the Bulldogs. Long feed to Usher. He's underneath. He missed the easy layup. And a fight for the rebound and plenty of contact as hitting the deck was Justin Cave, and the Dogs are called for a foul. Minute 22 to go, opening quarter. Hugh Durham into the paint. Behind the back pass, caught left side by Cutter. Now he'll send it to Cave, driving all the way down the baseline, goes under for a reverse shot. Somebody got a piece of it. Blunt picks up the basketball. It's Meadows to Lewis, open for 3, swish. Tyrese Lewis, who hit a 3 on Tuesday, drops in one right here. And the Toombs County Bulldogs are leading 17-9 as we take a break with 1:03 to play in the opening quarter. You're listening to the Dogs on Y101. Mosley, right side, guarded by Meadows, penetrates and dishes, but a bad pass. Meadows picks it up for the Toombs County Bulldogs. Here he comes with a 2-on-1. He drives, scoops, and scores. DR leading the Dogs at 19.2 with his first 2 of the ball game. Long feed to Mosley, passes it back. Broadneck shoots a 3. It's off the iron. One of those long rebounds is grabbed by Mosley for Islands. Dogs by 5. Now here's a 3-ball up and in for Mosley. After the rebound, he kept dribbling, and he scores his 5th point of the ball game. Bulldogs leading 20-18. Here comes Lewis into the front court. He's dropped in a 3-ball. The Dogs have hit 3 3-balls. Islands has hit 3. Here's Mobley penetrating, floats and fires, throws it up high off the glass from 7. And the rebound to Islands. Mosley into the front court, sends it back to Cave. He launches a 3 off the iron, and he tried to hit one deep. Rebound, though, picked up by Broadnax for Islands. Meadows goes for a steal, didn't get it. Broadnax for 3 off the back of the iron. A long rebound, grabbed by Cutter for Islands. Now Cutter shoots it up, a 3 in and out. Dogs grab the rebound on the block out, and the board by Andre Clark. Long feed to Mobley. He's not going to shoot the 3 this time. He's covered up. He's dribbling. He's driving and not kicking it off left wing to D.R. Meadows. Meadows back to Andre Clark on the right side of the court. Now to Usher on the left elbow. He penetrates, drives to the hoop, puts it up, bounces the iron, no good, goes for the rebound, lost the ball, but it was knocked out by Islands, and he was knocked to the floor. He's okay, and the Dogs will inbound with 4:07 to play in the second quarter, and Toombs County leading 20-18. Usher on the right wing, passing to Meadows. Now to Mobley, shoots a 3 from the corner, it's no good. His first 3-ball miss of the game. He's 2 for 3. Penetration, Cave to the hoop, puts it up and in. He's a scorer, and he scores his 4th point, averaging 22 for the Sharks. Game tied at 20. On the left wing, Lewis, passing high to Andre Clark. Clark outside the 3-ball line, whips it left of the lane. Usher scoops it up with the right hand and scores. Jordan Usher now with 6 points. He's averaging 12.3. Long feed to Cave. He gets an easy bucket as the Dogs let him slip behind him. And that'll be his 5th and 6 points of the ball game. And looks like Chuck Hill's going to take a Bulldog timeout with 3:28 to play in the second period. Game tied at 22 between the Dogs and Islands. You're listening to Dog Basketball on Y101. And that they were getting a big break there. Now they're going to give the ball back to Islands. I think that was a correct call. Inbound to Broadnax, right of the lane. Fires it up off glass, no good. Rebound to Blunt. Here comes Lewis. Long feed caught by Keyshawn Morgan on the right side of the court. Out of D.R. Meadows. Left side. Mobley long 3. It's a little bit short. Rebound to Cutter for Islands. He's got a 1-on-3. He'll slow it down. He gets the help. Here comes Cave off a pick by Cabrera, and he hits a 15-footer. And now the Bulldogs are tied at 24 with Islands. Meadows into the front court. Stops his dribble and passes to Tyrese Lewis. Sends it inside to Blunt. Puts it on the floor. Finds an opening. Fires it up. High off the glass. No good. And the rebound grabbed by Islands, and they push it back the other way. Broadnax driving is bumped and fouled. Islands really likes to push the ball up after a rebound. So if you're a Dog, you got to sprint back the other way. Otherwise, Islands will have the numbers coming back the other way. Islands inbounding, 36 seconds to go in the half. The Dogs by a 3-ball, and of course this Islands team likes to shoot the 3. Durham is sitting on the bench. Cave out front, guarded by Morgan. He's a handful, and he dishes to Cutter, who wasn't looking, and the ball went off his hands and out of bounds. And now the Dogs had the ball with 25 seconds remaining in the half, leading 29-26. They have the option here to take the clock down and go for the final shot. And then at least you have the lead going into the break, even if you don't make it. Keyshawn Morgan passing high. Mobley will shoot a 3. Bouncing off the iron, no good. He thought he was fouled. He hit the deck. Rebound to Islands. 10 seconds to go. Broadnax driving, had his pocket picked by Morgan. Here comes Morgan to the line, to the lane, dishing to Usher, who scores with 3 seconds remaining in the half. Islands will try to get off a shot, but won't, and the Dogs will take a 5-point lead into the locker room. They scored 17 in the first quarter. They score 14 in the second. They lead 31-26. They yielded 12 points in the first quarter and 14 in the second. Bulldogs leading 34-29, 6:34 to play. We're in the third quarter in Lions. Better crowd tonight than on Tuesday, but still, we got a lot of open seats. Come out and see the Bulldogs. They got a home game on Tuesday against Brantley. There's a spinning shot by Cutter in the lane. It won't go. Rebound to Cabrera, and he puts it back in. Cabrera with his first 2, and the Dogs lead 34-31. I know some of you are football only, but, basketball can be a fun sport. Keyshawn Morgan between the rings. dribbling the basketball. And a lot of these dogs who play basketball also play football. Mobley for three off the back of the rim. Cabrera taps it over to Cave, and here come the Sharks down by three. Durham with a catch. Durham fires it up. Three in the air off the iron from the left corner. And the rebound of Mobley for the Bulldogs. Mobley across the stripe into the front court, dribbling with the left hand. Now switches to the right hand. Passing to D.R. Meadows. Meadows is a baseball player, a fine shortstop. He can be a leadoff hitter or hit down in the lineup. It doesn't matter. Mobley to Usher, turns in the lane, puts it up, bouncing off the iron, no good. Rebound, Mobley puts it up, no good. Usher gets a rebound and scores. Jordan just kept attacking the rim, and he scores his 8th point with a chance for a 3-point play. And the Bulldogs lead 36-31 with 5:25 to play in the third quarter. Islands will make a change in its lineup. Checking in is Cole Newman. He played briefly in the opening half. Usher 2 for 2 at the stripe, hitting those 2 free shots in the opening quarter. This one is bouncing in. Usher leads the Dogs with 9. Here's Morgan into the front court outside the 3-ball line. Passing to Usher inside to D.R. Meadows, and the Bulldogs will whip it around the outside, and Meadows will set up left wing. Mobley puts it on the floor, draws a double team. Passing to Morgan, he penetrates to the hoop, dishes to Usher. He's underneath and he scores. That's a beautiful dish and a bucket for Jordan Usher. He now has 11. And we got a timeout of the court with 4:39 to play in the third quarter. The Dogs have opened up a 39-31 lead as we take a break on Y101. Not only can he shoot, he can create for his teammates. He's a good passer. Usher tries a 3 off glass and iron. It almost went, and it spun out. Rebound to Islands. Broadnax penetrating. Off to Durham. Back to Broadnax in the corner. Moves around Lewis. Passing to Cabrera. The big guy gets that inside position again, and he scores. He's got 6 points in this quarter. And the Bulldog 8-point lead is down to 2, and the Dogs will take a timeout. 39-37 Toombs with 2:28 to play in the third quarter as we take another break on your home of the Dogs, Y101. Great position, rebounding offensively and defensively. Cave to the hoop, puts it up off glass and iron. It won't go. Blunt with the rebound with 20 seconds to play in the third quarter, and the game tied at 41. Tyrese Lewis across the stripe, passing to Keyshawn Morgan with 12 seconds. Now 10 seconds. Now 9. Morgan takes it right wing. Now 6 seconds. Throws a bad pass, intercepted by Broadnax. He drives and scores with 2 seconds, and that'll do it for the third quarter. A Dog turnover means the Dogs are down by a deuce going to the fourth at 43-41 as we take a break on your home of the Dogs, Y101. Neither team close to shooting in the bonus right now. 7:41 to play in the game. Islands leading 43-41. The Dogs have really controlled this game, and they don't want to let it slip away in the fourth quarter. This Islands team is 3-1 coming in. The Dogs won their first game on Tuesday. Penetration by Broadnax to the free throw line. Nice pass to Cabrera, and here's a guy that's killing the Dogs. He scores again. Just simple stuff underneath. He's got 8. You've got to keep him out of the lane. That's what Blunt has to do. Mobley left wing. Meadows deep in the corner, dribbling the basketball. Passing high to Keyshawn Morgan. Dogs got to get back into their offensive flow. Morgan penetrating to the hoop, tried to dish. We got a whistle and a foul against Islands. Broadnax with the ball. Running the point, guarded by Lewis, who's eyeballing him right now. Spin by Broadnax, dishing to Cutter from 15. He fires it up. It's short. Rebound to Broadnax. He sticks it back up. It won't go. Cabrera reaches for it. Cutter gets it back and scores. The Dogs are not a tall team, and they're giving up offensive rebounds. Here comes D.R. Meadows, left side. Puts up a wild shot. No good. Blunt fouls it up and in. Blunt getting an offensive rebound, and he has 6 points, and the Dogs are down by 4. Sharks leading 47-43, 5:27 to go in the game. Mosley to trigger and does. Broadnax with a catch right of the lane, drops it off to Cabrera, and he scores again in the blocks. He's got 10 all in the second half, and Islands has its first 6-point lead. The Dogs need a good possession. Usher on the left wing, passing it to Blunt on the high post. He turns and fires up a 14-footer. It's no good. Rebound of Mosley. The little guy grabs another rebound, leads a 3-on-1, throws it to Cabrera. The Dogs knock it out. Well, Islands took control of a close game in the fourth quarter last year over in Savannah. Can the Bulldogs keep the same thing from happening again? They're down by 6, 49-43. Pass to Meadows on the cut, fires it up on the run. It won't go. Usher with a follow, and it trickles in. Usher with 13 points. And the Bulldogs are down 49-45. Cave with the basketball, working right side with 4.5 to play in the final period. Cave dribbling, guarded by Clark, dishing to Cabrera. Catch left of the lane, he draws a double team. He wants to turn and fire. He does, he scores, but hold on, wave it off. I guess a traveling violation against Cabrera, who's only averaging 4.8 points per game, but yet he scored 10 in the second half of this game, and that's because he is a true post player, and the Dogs don't have really anybody to match up with him time after time. You can put Blunt in there for a little while. And of course, Usher can guard him. Usher out front with the basketball, passing to Andre Clark. Halfway through the fourth quarter, Dogs down 49-45. Mobley with the ball, puts it on the floor, penetrates into the paint, fires it up with the left hand, and it bounces in. Jalen Mobley now with 9 points in the ball game. By Cave leading 51-49. Tyrese Lewis running the show as a freshman point guard, passing to Meadows, back to Lewis. Mobley for three in the air, too long. Rebound to Clark. Clark left of the lane, passing to Meadows. He penetrates. He fires up a three left side. It won't go. Rebound to Islands. And the Sharks have the ball leading 51-49. Here comes Broadax penetrating into the paint, dishing to Durham for three. Swish. Durham now has 10, his third three ball, and Islands leads by 5 at 54-49. A minute 50 to go in the ball game. Pass to Usher, turning, leaning, and the shot rolls in. Usher with his 15th point. He had 14 the other night. Meadows led the team with 15 in the win over Pierce. Broadax penetrates in the lane, missed the shot. Meadows taps the ball into the front court, where it's picked up by Usher. Here comes Lewis for the Dogs. Now Meadows for three in the air, off the iron, no good. Fight for the rebound, picked up by Islands. Here comes Cave back the other way, penetrating. He's bumped and fouled. The shot did not go, but it almost did. The Dogs are down by 3 at 54-51 with 80 seconds to go in the game. The Islands boys making big free throws in the fourth quarter once they got the lead. And now just 19.9 seconds remain, with the Dogs trailing 61-53. It was looking good for the Dogs after the first quarter. And at halftime, they lost the lead in the third quarter. And it's been a tough fourth quarter. Cutter missed the free throw. Second free throw up in the air. Swish. He has scored 9 points. Here come the Dogs, just 19 seconds remaining. Tyrese Lewis with the basketball. Toombs County down by 9. D.R. Meadows dribbling with 15 seconds. Passing to Mobley. Trying to get off a three. Now he's going to penetrate. And the Bulldogs lost the ball, and it's picked up by Broadax with 7 seconds to go. And that's going to do it. Broadax across the stripe with 3, 2, 1. And it's over. And Islands comes back and beats the Bulldogs 62-53. Yeah, the Dogs led 17-12 after the opening quarter. And they led 31-26 at halftime. But it was really Alex Cabrera that turned this game, getting shots inside and also rebounding. And he's the one that turned it, scoring 8 points in the third quarter and a bucket in the fourth. And then, of course, then you got the free throws added to that. And the Bulldogs let this one kind of slip away, 62-53.